So what is up, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. This side Karan Sharma, and welcome to Sharma Ji Ka Beta. And today we'll be learning something new in day 6 of our DevOps journey in Linux, right? So first of all, let me share my screen and start our workstation and our virtual machine. All right. Will take a little time, and after loading, I will be able to start this local machine as a local host, right? So in the previous video, we talked about a lot of, um, commands related to, showcasing the history, commands related to printing something, right? So I'll be right, guys. Hmm, so yes. So today I want to talk about a concept, right? Well, in Linux, well, I'll talk about first with Windows. In Windows, when we, make files, when we copy, when we create a link of a particular file, it will create like this, right? Shortcut. So in Windows, we only have one option, right? We create the link, and with this shortcut, we can move up to the main executable program, right? But in Linux, we can create links. As I have told you that, in Linux, we have a data in a block. Let us suppose we have a block. Okay, we have some data into this, and there are sectors which are apart from one another, and each sector will contain around 4 KB of data, right? Okay. Please understand this as K. I don't know what I made this. All right. So this data is into the device of our Linux operating system. Let us suppose. Okay. And there is a inode number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for particular sector, there's a particular inode number that has been assigned to it, right? And we can see the data by its name, like name 1, right? So uh, if we delete a particular data, okay, let us suppose if we have deleted this data, so in what way we can recover it? In Windows, what we need to do is, if we have a particular folder here, we need to create a copy of this. Let us say I have to copy and I have to paste it here. So it's a slide copy. And let us suppose that, I have deleted this, and I, by mistakenly, I have deleted this, and let us suppose that it has been removed from the recycle bin too. So we don't have the option to go back to the recycle bin and extract that data. So only option that we had is to create a particular copy of that file. But what happens is when we create a particular copy, it it takes the whole data, right? It takes the whole RAM or ROM, you can say, right? Hard disk, you know. So space in hard disk. If let us suppose that I had this data of 1 GB in my hard disk. If I'll create another copy of it, it will take 1 GB more. And let us say I have only 10 GB of hard disk. So in that way, I cannot make copy of each and every file to for a bit better protection, you can say, of any file or of any file or any folder. So it is not feasible for me to create copy of each and every other file, right? To in the in any by any mistake, if I'll remove that file from my system, so I won't be having any other option, right? Instead of creating a copy of that file in Windows. But in Linux, if you create a particular copy, okay, let's say this N2, you have created a copy of this data, and you have created one copy. So the file will be there. If you did by mistakenly, you have deleted this file. Let us say you have deleted this file has been deleted by mistakenly, right? But if you will create a copy of this file here, not the term that is I'm using, copy is not the right term. If you create a link, okay, that is called as hard link basically. So it will connect with the same inode number and with the same data. So let us say if this file has been deleted, removed from our system, so we can, after creating a copy of this file here, we can able to recover our data, right? We can able to access our data. So this is a good feature that is there in the Linux. Uh, you don't, it will not, require this particular sector or this particular sector here. You can create multiple, copies, right? Multiple links. So in a technical term, we will say that you can create multiple links here, right? So N4. So if any particular file or link will delete, you will always have another option to recover that data from this, okay? Because this has been assigned to a particular inode number, right? So inode number is again assigned to a particular sector which actually contains our data. So data in Linux doesn't get removed in any way, right? It's just that it takes the this path, okay, of the file name which we see in on our computer. It breaks the path of this file name with inode number, but actual data doesn't get removed. When we format a particular data, a new layer of yes, this sector created and overlaps into this, and it has another number of inode numbers. It will have another number of, it will attain another number of inode table, right? And then uh, it will have uh, you know it will connect, this data will be connected to another inode number, and this file name is there, okay, which we can see in our Linux operating system. So it works like that, right? So I hope you have understood some basic overview of this. So I'm just undoing this, right? So in Linux, let me start my machine again. Yesterday we talked about some links. Today what we are going to do is I'm going to perform how we can create a local link, right, for a file. Let us say I have created this file, listing down the files and directories here, and I'm creating a new file. Okay, so W1 would be our new file, and if we want to create a hard link of this particular file, or how we can create it, there is a command called ln. Give the source path and append with it destination, right? W1 particular link of this file inside a particular directory, right? So what I can do, slash root, and ahead I'll give the path that another directory. And let's say I want to create this file link with a different name, W2. And here we can create, right? And if we want to go to the particular directory, we can see in the boot with CD, we can move in the boot. Here, if you will list it down, the data, you can see there would be a file of W2. And with a with long listing, you can see the what type of it has shown that it's a it has it the hard link will showcase it itself as a file only, right, inside this. So let's say if I create a particular data inside the file initially, I have created that file without any data, right? So let's say I want to add some data into this file with cat command. I can add without opening it. I there my name is Karan. I have written down into this. All right. So click Control D. Now, if you'll check the data for W1, we have this particular line written over here, right? So if we will check now, if you want to check in the file, right, inside boot, we can go by CD boot will go. There's some issue that has been occurred here. So again, inside boot, if we will go here, you can see cat W2, right? So here you can see that that particular W1, whatever the data, whatever the changes will do in the W1, that will occur in the W2 itself. W2 will be, it will contain that particular changes also, right? So that is the hard link that we have created. And let's say if you want to create a particular hard link from one drive to another drive, okay? So LSPLK to check different type of drives here, right? So we have like var, home, swap, right? So I want to move into the root directory and create this create the link out here. to the master drive we have gone, and we have different directories out here. Okay, inside var, let's go inside var, and we'll list down the data. We can see there are var account is there. Let's move into the account. Let's check. Okay, there's a data. There's a file right here. PACCT. So we know that in slash var there's an account directory where there is data in the file PACCT, and we'll try to link it to the uh, slash root directory, right? And let's try to link it by the name. You can say PACCS. So it will fail. Okay, you cannot create a particular link in the different mount points. So it will give you the error like this, right? It will fail into creating this. All right. So for this, by hard link, we can modify the data to the original file, and we can see the modification that will be happen into the real file itself, right? So to create a link which will be interconnected between two mounts, and that can be accessed just like a shortcut inside a Linux. Okay. Here it was acting as a file only, right? So a kind of file where you can make changes, okay, to the original file, and you can get the desired changes to the copied file itself. So what you can do is to create this kind of scenario. What we can do, we can create a soft link, right? Rather than creating hard link, we can create soft link, and you can give the argument as S, right? And let's try to create it. Okay, it has not showcased any error into this. And if we will go to cd slash root, okay, so here you can see there is a link. Okay, the color of this particular link is different, right? It is light blue, or I don't know the I'm not very good at naming the colors, but if you will list it down, you can simply check that yes, it's a link. Okay, it has been showcased. Soft link, for soft link, it will showcase you as a link only. All right, it will give you the instruction that yes, it is a link, and only one link is there. Okay, the number of it will showcase that there are the number of link here is one only, and you can create the link name. You have created the link name by this, right? And let's see if we have some data inside this or not. Try to check with the cat command. Okay, I don't think that it contains any data. All right. So if we will write a data inside cat slash where it was var slash account slash name of the file was PACCT, to append the data inside cat, what we can do, right? This we can do. So this file contain some data inside it. Okay, and control D to come out from this, right? Control L. Here, what you can do is if you will if you will try to check the PACCS here, you will get to see that the data, the whatever changes we have created into the original file, that is there itself into the PACCS file also, right? Let's go to the original file now. Uh, let's move to var, test the content, and let's move to account, list the content, and check PACCT. Here you can see, okay, the original file was like this. If you will delete the original file, what happens? Okay, let's see what will happen. You will delete the original file. That's rm PACCT. Yes. Okay. Now coming back to the original. So here you can see that there is a red, it has showcased the letters into red. That means the connection has been lost here, right? And you can see that, there was a connection, but it is showcased that, into red because the connection has been lost now. If we will create again the name to that particular file, let's say if we will move to slash var slash mm, pound slash a, if we will create inside this. Now, again the list it will be it will showcase itself as blue, right? PACCS ls hyphen l. You can see again it's a link. It is not showcased it as a red because the correct path with correct name has been given to it, right? So now if you want to check the content, PACCS, you can check it. Okay. Hi, there is the content out there, right? Fine. So now we'll talk about input and output. Okay. In the in a proper Linux system, right? So let's say if I have write ls command, we can see the content which is present over here. Okay. So I have given some instruction to it and it has showcased some output, right? So if I want to check current, let's say, so it will give us, it has given us the error that there is no current file which is present over here, right? So it is also a kind of output. It is also a kind of output. Okay. If our command will run properly, then it will give us the out. And if the command has, the command will run every time properly. But if the output is giving error, then it will showcase us the error also, right? So to contain this commands command output to a particular file, what we can do is, let's say cat, cat rat. So now with ls, it will showcase us the out. And if you will write rat, mm, I think I'm making some error somewhere. Um, rat one ls ls one greater. All right. So rat. Uh, let's. Okay. So if we will, yes, it has contained. Now, if we will write the command, it will showcase us the files and directories over here. And if we will, open the file, open rat, so it will give us the output, because as input, it has taken from ls command, it has taken the input and it has submerged inside the rat file, right? So if we will run rat, we can see the list of files and name file names, right? So basically, it will all input will be uh, you know all input sorry, all output will be uh, submerged to the particular file as an input right here. So I hope it is clear to you. By one slash one greater than, you can create input, and if you want to add some more commands to it, right? Let's say if I want to ls hyphen l, I want to give it to one greater, it will be for appending, and I want to give it to rat. Okay, so it will take, so if I will write cat with rat, it will give us the earlier data, as well as it has appended the data. Okay, so long listing, in a long listing format, it has appended the data also, right? So to append a particular input inside another file, what we can do, we can give hyphen one greater than, okay, to append. And if, let's say, if we have some error, cat current, so it will showcase us the error. And if you will try to summarize this error, cat current into, let's say, for any error, we can, what we can do, two greater than, right? So into rat two. Okay, so here you can see, by two greater than, it will contain the error inside it, right? If we will write rat two, you can see there will be, it will execute its output, okay, as an input of this particular file, right? And if we will try to write current c as one greater than rat 3, so cat rat 3, nothing has happened, because it will only one greater than is will always take the results, and two greater than will always take the errors, right? So if you will write cat current 3, so you can see, or you can see cat current 4. Mm, let's check once. ls current t inside directory. Okay, so let's check cat red 4. It will only take the output. Okay, it will not take the error. And if you will, just try to list the current 3. Is there any current 3 over here? It is already here. So what we can do, current 5. Let's try to list this out. So it will give us the error. Again, to contain this error into a particular file, what we can do, cat to greater than. Okay. Ls. So there is no Roshan file over here we have. So we know that it will give us the error. So to contain this error into current file, we can see cat current 5. It will give us the error related to this, right? So I hope it is clear to you. And to append the errors, right? Let us say like there are two, some more errors. Cat Tarun into 2 greater than. Current 5. Cat Tarun to greater. So to append this, we have to put 2 signs over here. Current 5. Okay. So what we can see after this? Current 5. So after you can see cat current 5. Let's try to read this. There are 2 errors which it has contained, right? And let's say if you want to add error as well as the output, both inside a file, right? So ls we have current 3. We know that we have in the present directory current 3 as a file. And let's say I want to add ls kk. And let's say I have another name, right? Like ARJ, right? So for one ARJ, we know that, for this, it has showcased the error, and for two, it has showcased when it has created because the files were already there. So in such kind of situation to, redirect the error as well as the output inside a particular file, what we can do one thing, put this into and this. Okay. So I'm creating a file like naming it as error. Okay. So it will contain output as well as the error. Cat error. You can see it has contained the error as well as the output. And yes, if you want to append it, what we can do, let's say I want to add one more error, uh, ls-l to y inside. I have to put one more greater than symbol, and then when you will check error, you can see it has appended. Okay. So by this, I hope it is cleared how we can, use input output um, inside, how we can show our input and output and for a particular file. Okay, how we can contain that output into a particular file, how we can showcase that output in a particular file, right? So that has been cleared, I think. And also I have added, about the links, what kind of links and what is the theory behind a particular link that has been created. Okay, so a soft link you can create uh, for any, file as well as directory. But hard link, the initial link which I have thought, that will be created only for files, right? It will not, you cannot create a hard link for a particular directory, but with soft link you can create this link for a particular directory. Okay, and soft link can be created between two different mounts, and hard link cannot be created into two different mounts. So that is the difference between both, right? Soft link will act as a shortcut to a particular, file or directory, but hard link is it works as a copy, but it will not, take the same space. Okay, because the inode number is same for both the files. So you can have the recovery file, okay, with the help of hard link, but you cannot create it in different mounts. I hope that has been clear to you. And for today, that is it. And don't forget to subscribe, share the beta, and like the video if you have learned something new. Thank you, guys.